Well, some shocking new court documents filed Friday alleging that disgraced rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs is breaking more rules from behind bars. He's now accused of attempting to influence potential.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot.
Hold on to your mugs, folks, because the tea is scalding today. Word on the street is that Ashton Kutcher and Steve Harvey might be getting ready to pack their bags and say adios to the U.S. The reason? Reports suggest they've been subpoenaed to testify against none other than Diddy in his upcoming trial. This really makes you wonder, what kind of dirt does Diddy have that's got these celebrities contemplating a one-way ticket out of here? Let's dive in and unpack the details. Ashton Kutcher and Steve Harvey have reportedly been named as defendants in both civil and criminal lawsuits filed against Diddy.
Ashton Kutcher were before Ashton and his Diddy partying. You got Ashton Kutcher in love with Mila Kunis on that 70s show. Then they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts hanging out with Diddy. Then he marries Demi Moore. He replenished himself by doing inappropriate things with their daughters.
The shocking allegations claim that the celebrities were allegedly participants in Diddy's notorious freak-off parties.
Steve Harvey also has a very inappropriate relationship with the diddler. And the truth is, a lot of these older men push their daughters to hook up with their celebrity friends so that they can keep the favor machine going. How do you share with your daughter,
And involved in intimate misconduct with minors. Reports further allege that Steve Harvey and Ashton Kutcher were caught on camera in compromising situations involving mirrors, adding even more fuel to the fire. To make matters even more controversial, rumors suggest that Steve Harvey's daughter was involved with Diddy when she was 22 and he was 50, sparking intense speculation around these allegations.
Because they actually look pretty happy.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
Shocking! For some reason.
Diddy and Steve Harvey's connection reportedly dates back to the 90s, with claims that Diddy played a significant role in helping Steve Harvey's career reach its current heights. In return, it's alleged that Steve Harvey has remained under Diddy's influence ever since. Rumors suggest that in exchange for his success, Steve Harvey had to make sacrifices, because in Hollywood, nothing comes for free, and the cost, it seems, was his daughter. Despite his public stance as a protective father who's strict about who Lori dates, Steve was allegedly seen with Diddy while the mogul took Lori on a date, adding another layer of controversy to their relationship.
Survey says the number one most interesting thing about this photo is
Diddy and his son are Eskimo brothers.
While these allegations are deeply troubling, they serve as a reminder of Hollywood's dark underbelly, where such stories are unfortunately not uncommon. For those unaware, Diddy and Lori Harvey's relationship caused quite a stir when it seemingly became official in 2019. This unexpected pairing followed Diddy's breakup with singer Cassie Ventura in late 2018. While Diddy had been linked to a few women after that split, his time with Lori raised eyebrows for one specific reason. Lori, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, had previously been linked to none other than Justin Combs, Diddy's son. Yikes. According to TMZ, Lori and Justin were rumored to have dated before Lori and Diddy became an item. In July 2019, Diddy and Lori were spotted together in New York City wearing matching outfits, which only added fuel to the relationship rumors. Although Diddy had denied being romantically involved with Lori earlier that year, the truth soon surfaced, sparking a wave of jokes and speculation online. The relationship, however, was short-lived. By October 2019, reports suggested that Lori and Diddy had split, with insiders describing their fun fling as having fizzled out. At the time, Diddy was said to be focusing on healing after the loss of Kim Porter, the mother of 3 of his children, who had passed away in November 2018. Interestingly, Kim is one of the individuals Diddy is allegedly accused of silencing when they attempted to expose his disturbing behavior. Despite the breakup, Diddy didn't stay single for long, as he was soon spotted dining with Nicole Oliveira. Lori, too, moved on. However, now that Diddy is embroiled in lawsuits and shocking allegations, the spotlight is once again on his past relationships and behavior. Troubling questions arise. Was Lori a victim of mistreatment during her time with Diddy? Or did she witness any of the disturbing activities allegedly happening at his infamous freak-off parties? While I'll let you draw your own conclusions, let's be real. The signs seem to point to a big yes. Lucky for Lori, it seems she managed to walk away unscathed, but not without raising some eyebrows. And it all ties back to Steve Harvey. Here's where things get interesting. Eagle-eyed observers noticed a subtle yet peculiar detail in some photos of Lori with Diddy. Her nail polish, specifically a sudden switch to white nail polish. At first glance, this might seem like a harmless fashion choice, but when you dive into Cassie's explosive lawsuit against Diddy, it's not so innocent. According to Cassie, in Diddy's world, wearing white nail polish wasn't just a style preference, it was allegedly a signal of being involved in certain activities within his world. This seemingly small detail takes on a whole new level of meaning when you consider other reports backing up these claims. Comedian Cat Williams even chimed in on the controversy, hinting that Steve Harvey might have played a role in this twisted dynamic. Williams alleged that Steve could have used Lori as a way to get closer to Diddy, potentially even involving her in some of these shocking situations.
There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Cat Williams in there.
All of this might not be as far-fetched as it seems, especially considering Steve Harvey's track record of controversies over the years. While he consistently portrays himself as a family man, many people think otherwise. Persistent rumors suggest that Harvey's behind-the-scenes behavior doesn't match the image he presents to the public. For example, when Harvey's talk show moved to Los Angeles, his staff reportedly faced the brunt of his demands. A leaked memo revealed Harvey instructing his employees not to approach him unless specifically asked, which sparked outrage. Harvey later defended the memo, claiming he just wanted more free time, but it only added tension, especially between him and comedian Cat Williams, who have a long history of clashing. Cat Williams has aired several grievances about Harvey over the years, and in 2015, Harvey faced a lawsuit for allegedly backing out of leasing a private jet after spending over $400,000 on renovations. Renovations Harvey reportedly requested. Williams has also accused Harvey of stealing creative ideas, claiming that the premise of The Steve Harvey Show was taken from comedian Mark Curry's show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper Starr. Williams didn't hold back when it came to Harvey's acting chops either, jokingly suggesting that Hollywood wasn't looking for a man who talks funny and looks like Mr. Potato Head. There's a lot to unpack here, and one thing's for sure, Steve Harvey isn't exactly looking squeaky clean when it comes to his ties with Diddy. Could that be the real reason behind his sudden exit from the country? Many speculate it's to avoid being questioned about Diddy's infamous activities. And guess what? He's not running solo. Ashton Kutcher has also reportedly joined the Flee the Scene Club. Ashton's silence speaks volumes. He's been tied to attending Diddy's notorious parties, and while he might have plenty of stories to share, it seems like he's choosing not to. Instead of spilling the tea, he's grabbing his passport and heading out. Rumor has it Ashton wasn't just a passive bystander either. He reportedly enjoyed every second of those wild events.
Well, some shocking new court documents filed Friday alleging that disgraced rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs is breaking more rules from behind bars. He's now accused of attempting to influence potential.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot.
Ashton Kutcher's connection to Diddy is also raising eyebrows and adds another layer of intrigue to this whole situation. While Ashton has kept a relatively low profile in terms of his association with Diddy and Ashton Kutcher have been friends since the 1990s, often seen together at events and parties. However, recent controversies surrounding Diddy have led Ashton to seemingly distance himself from the music mogul. Diddy is reportedly under investigation for serious allegations, causing speculation about the nature of their friendship. Questions have arisen about whether Ashton was aware of the circumstances or if he may have unknowingly been associated with questionable activities. Adding to the speculation, footage has emerged showing Ashton at Diddy's parties, raising concerns about the company he kept during that time. While the extent of Ashton's involvement remains unclear, the situation has certainly cast a shadow over their long-standing friendship.
FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary.
For years, Ashton Kutcher has worked to present himself as a strong advocate for children, even collaborating with the FBI as the chairman of Thorn, an organization dedicated to combating exploitation. However, a closer examination of his past reveals a more complicated and concerning narrative. From his association with convicted felon Danny Masterson to controversial remarks about Mila Kunis during her teenage years, Ashton's carefully curated public image begins to falter. These revelations cast doubt on the persona he has built, exposing unsettling aspects of his history that challenge the perception of him as a champion for justice. In an interview, Ashton Kutcher recounted a story with his co-star where Danny Masterson challenged him to a daring bet. Ashton explained that Danny bet him $20 to take part in a questionable prank, to which Ashton eagerly agreed. Reflecting on the incident, Ashton mentioned that the situation escalated when the police became involved, leading to his arrest. He admitted to participating but clarified certain details, making light of the events in the conversation. The exchange, though shared humorously, highlighted a carefree attitude during that period of his life, shedding light on some of the missteps of his younger years. Recent reports suggest that Ashton Kutcher is planning to move to Europe, allegedly to avoid a subpoena that could require him to testify in ongoing investigations involving Diddy. This move comes amid growing scrutiny over Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis, who previously faced backlash for their public support of Danny Masterson during his legal troubles. The timing of these developments coinciding with the raid on Diddy's residence has raised eyebrows, with many questioning whether these events are purely coincidental or part of a larger narrative involving the couple. As we delve deeper into the connection between Diddy and Ashton Kutcher, evidence continues to emerge that could implicate Kutcher in the alleged illegal activities at Diddy's parties. Leaked tapes have surfaced, purportedly showing celebrities, including Kevin Hart and Usher, attending these events. Rumors suggest that Ashton may be preparing to testify against Diddy in exchange for immunity. Allegations of disturbing content captured on these tapes, reportedly handed over to the FBI by Courtney Burgess and Harvey Levin from TMZ, add to the mounting tension. The question remains, is Ashton preparing to cooperate because he knows the FBI might have incriminating evidence against him? Gene Deal, a former close associate of Diddy, has made intriguing statements suggesting that Diddy might possess sensitive information about influential individuals, information that could shift the focus away from him. According to Gene, Diddy has the capability to share such details if the authorities show interest. He specifically mentioned Ashton Kutcher as someone who shared a close relationship with Diddy at one point. Gene emphasized their connection, recalling instances when the three of them, Diddy, Ashton, and himself, spent time together, highlighting the once close bond between Diddy and Kutcher. This revelation adds yet another layer of complexity to the ongoing investigation. Ashton Kutcher has reportedly been linked to an ongoing federal case where significant evidence and testimonies have already been brought before a grand jury. Due to the sensitive nature of the allegations against Diddy, the proceedings are being held in a closed courtroom. Among the evidence presented are alleged tapes implicating nearly a dozen A-list celebrities. Ashton Kutcher is said to be one of the individuals expected to be called to testify, further fueling speculation about his potential involvement and knowledge of the events under investigation. Allegations have surfaced suggesting that Diddy, along with other celebrities, engaged in disturbing activities, which were reportedly filmed for later use as potential blackmail material. These claims imply that Diddy may have used the footage to exert control or influence over others in the industry. While these details remain unverified, they add to the growing controversy surrounding Diddy's alleged involvement in illegal activities. During a discussion on the news, questions were raised about the nature of the relationships and activities involving the 8 celebrities allegedly filmed at Diddy's gatherings. The conversation turned to the age of those involved, with it being suggested that 2 of the male celebrities might have been underage or close to it. Additionally, speculation arose about whether any of the celebrities involved appeared intoxicated or under the influence during the incidents. While the details remain unclear, the discussion emphasized that much of this information is based on speculation and cannot be definitively confirmed.
Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all. to be honest. All.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning
Victims.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
As the federal case against Diddy continues to unfold behind closed doors, nearly 36 civil lawsuits are reportedly in the works. Even if Diddy's co-conspirators aren't directly named in the criminal proceedings, they may not escape the civil cases. The attorney handling many of these lawsuits has stated that they plan to name everyone involved in the alleged abuse, suggesting that those connected to the situation, including potentially high-profile figures, could soon face legal accountability.
Tend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people if they're not true, and very hurtful, frankly, if they are true. But if they're true, you shouldn't have been in the room and you shouldn't have been participating. So I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits, and it may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this.
In an interview with Piers Morgan Uncensored, Tony Busby discussed the potential legal actions stemming from the ongoing allegations. He expressed how painful and troubling the claims were, acknowledging that if they were true, individuals involved in the activities should not have been in those rooms or participating. Busby confirmed that lawsuits are in the works, although they might not initially target high-profile names. He emphasized the importance of conducting thorough due diligence before filing lawsuits, as public filings in the U.S. are accessible, and naming individuals in such cases often attracts media attention. Busby stressed the need for careful preparation to ensure accuracy before pursuing legal action.
Victim tells us that this person was in the room or this person participated. We want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before we file that case, because in the United States, in almost every state, public filings are in fact public. And when you name somebody in a lawsuit, the press is going to pick it up, and we're aware of that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's, and I expect that there will be some people named in these lawsuits.
According to Gene Deal, the civil lawsuits filed against Diddy played a significant role in prompting the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to begin his investigation into the mogul. This development marks a crucial step in the legal proceedings, as the investigation is now gaining momentum, potentially linking the civil cases to broader criminal inquiries. Deal's comments suggest that the civil lawsuits are having a direct impact on the legal actions unfolding against Diddy. MSNBC News explained that the situation surrounding Diddy involves allegations of racketeering, with claims that he manipulated people, including Cassie, for his own benefit. He allegedly used her in both business and personal contexts, keeping her at his beck and call, which is described as deeply exploitative and damaging to her spirit. The report also delves into the impact on Cassie's potential career as an artist. Furthermore, it suggested that when Kim Porter passed away, Diddy was so emotionally distracted and devastated that Cassie was left to deal with the fallout from his actions, a subject that will be explored further in a story set to be released later in the week.
Podcast. Tori, my friend, talk about more that you learned about what led to Diddy's downfall.
Well, Cassie was recording an album for about 10 years. She made a ton of songs, she made collabs, she had producers. She thought she was actually working on an album. That was ultimately a giant pacifier to keep her happy, while Diddy was actually using her for other things, right? For the freak-offs that we're talking about. The album never had a release date. It was never really going to come out. He was just using her for that purpose. So that's part of where you get into racketeering, that there's all these people that he's using in a business context to have her at his beck and call in this other nighttime context. And it's really disgusting, and he really robs her of her spirit and her time that she could have used to become a great artist.
As this complex and troubling case continues to unfold, it raises serious questions about power, manipulation, and the impact of celebrity culture on those involved. With investigations, civil lawsuits, and testimonies shedding light on these dark allegations, the road ahead will undoubtedly reveal more about the extent of Diddy's actions and the consequences for everyone involved. Stay tuned as more updates emerge and as justice seeks to hold accountable those who have exploited their positions of influence.